My name is Julie Toll. I'm a senior process developer with Clear Process Solutions, and today's web tips are about using a system runner when you want to run scripts via the workflow in Evolve. So I'm just going to jump over to my solution. So I created my script, I added it into my solution, and I set it up to have a system runner account to run the script. Because I want to run it via the workflow with the Winshuttle plugin, there's still a few more steps I need to do in order for it to always run using the system runner ID. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my workflow. I'm going to add a swim lane. I'm going to do person. And I'm going to pick my system runner account that I want it to use every time. I'm just going to call this system runner. Okay. So now I have my system runner swim lane. Now I'm going to create my plugin. And this will be to run my script. So to run a script in workflow, you're going to use a Winshuttle update. And then in the plugin parameters, you're going to grab the web service that you want it to run. And click OK. Now, if I wanted to, I could put this here and it will use the system runner account because it's in a system runner swim lane. But if I want it to be anywhere on the screen, then I need to set up an activity. It can be anything in the system runner swim lane. I'm just going to call it runner. If I scroll down to the bottom, you can set any of the things you want, but the goal is we're never going to actually run this activity. So one of the things we're going to do is just go like this. Because I never want this activity to actually run, I'm going to set the condition to something that will never make it go down that path. So I'm just going to do 1 = 2. And then instead, I want it to run the script. So for this one, I'll set the condition as 1 = 1. You could also do an otherwise here. Just for visual, I'm going to put 1 = 1. Now, because I set up this activity on my plugin, I need to go back into the parameters, and under runner node, I need to name it what that activity is. So this is to set the swim lane that I want it to use to run this script. So I called my activity runner, so I'll put that there and hit OK. And then once the script runs, I want it to see if it had errors or not. So just connect it there. This is all you have to do. This will set this activity will set the system runner swim lane when the form is launched, and then it will then use that swim lane activity to know who to run the script as versus running it as the process owner, for instance. So now I can put this plugin anywhere I want, and I don't have to worry about which swim lane I put it in. It will still always use the system runner account. So that's how you would set it up. If you're worried that your system runner is going to change and you don't want to have it set to a person that you have to update every time, you can go to configuration. Oops, I better make sure it's saved. Go to configuration, click on manage groups, and you're going to add a new group. Now I already have one, so we're just going to look at this. The group name I just called System Runner, and the description I put System Runner. Then you're going to want to go in and you're going to need to add a user. So you'll look for the System Runner ID you want to use. So I have mine listed here. This is the System Runner I'm using. Now this way, if it's going to change, all I have to do is delete this one and get a new one in here every time. So now I'll go back to my solution. Hit OK. I'll add it as a data connection, which I already have it here. And then in my workflow on the system runner swim lane, instead of it being set to person, I'll do team from role. And then for the participant resolver, I'm going to use a data connection. And then I'm going to set this to be my system runner. I only have one column, so it's email. And it's just going to grab the user from that data connection. There's only one, so I don't need a filter, and I can hit OK. Now this will set this based on that data connection, and I don't have to go in here and change the user every time since it's not hard coded. That's all you have to do to get the system runner set up to run the scripts via Winshuttle update. Let me just grab this. I'm just going to skip through. I'll have this in. It has all the instructions. But if you have any other questions, you can contact our team. Here's our website and email address. And then we definitely recommend subscribing to WebTips for more help. Thank you all. Bye-bye.